Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at Blood, Slaughter, Massacre. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for just being a great company. Now, they didn't send me this, but they do send me a lot of things to review, and for that, I do appreciate them. I'm going to put the links to their website and their YouTube channel in the description box below. Definitely check them out. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. Now, Blood, Slaughter, Massacre is a 2013 film which runs 113 minutes and is written and directed by Manny Serrano. Now, the only thing I could find on him was a bunch of shorts, and he did do a full length called Theta States, which I've never heard of. But mostly he was an editor for a lot of other films. Now this stars Matt W. Cody as James Fincher. He was in a bunch of TV and a bunch of shorts. Mike Roach as the coroner. He was in Attack of the Brain People, and once again, a bunch of shorts. And Byron M. Howard as Walter Cobb. He hadn't done anything. So, now, a couple interesting things about this. The budget on this was $50,000. This won Best Horror Feature award at the Late Night Horror Film Festival in October 2013. It also won Best Producing for the same horror festival. And several different actors actually played this dude, who is the Ripper. All right. This has a pretty simplistic plot. I'm going to get into the synopsis a little bit, and I'll tell you what I thought of it. This basically takes place 10 years earlier, which I would say was either the late 70s or the early 80s. And there's a party where a bunch of people got massacred. And they were massacred by a dude wearing this mask. And two cops went in to stop him. One of them got stabbed, and the guy got away. So now it's taking place 10 years later, and it's the 80s. Or at least that's what they're leading you to believe, that it's the 80s, because the lingo and what they're wearing and stuff like that. And the Ripper has returned. But why? That's basically what this movie looks at. It's more or less a complete police investigation, finding out why the Ripper is there, claiming more bodies, and, how to stop him. Now, the guy who got stabbed got better and is now a detective, and he's still haunted by his past running with the Ripper. So that kind of plays into it as well. So this is kind of like a slasher mixed with a giallo, and it's really, really good. Now, some of you may have seen this in my covers for Wild Eye. This actually was my #1 cover. Part of that is because look at this cover. I love this cover. And part of it is for sentimental reasons, because this was my very first Wild Eye. Now, I bought this when it first came out based on the cover alone. It is a little bit longer than most slasher movies. And actually, the real cut is 2 hours and, let's see, I wrote it down here. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Which is a lot longer than, an hour and 53 minutes. But the USA cut, which is what we have, is an hour and 53 minutes. So it was even longer than that. And it does have deleted and extended scenes in the special features. Now, as far as cons go, it could have been shortened. It didn't really need to be as long as it was. It could have been shortened by at least 10 minutes, maybe 15. It based on the story and all the police work and everything, it's going to be a little bit longer than your average slasher movie. But it tells a really, really good story. This is actually one of my favorite Wild Eye films that they put out. And unfortunately, this is out of print now. That's the bad part about it. They might have it on Amazon or Tubi. I probably should have checked that before I did my review, but I didn't. So definitely check. This is definitely one that you need to see. It's the acting is pretty darn good in it, especially the guy who played the detective, the main detective. I thought he did a fantastic job. His partner did a fantastic job. Everybody played their parts pretty well. Um, some of the acting's a little cheesy, but I mean, you kind of expect that in a low budget slasher movie. I would almost be disappointed if it wasn't a little cheesy, to be honest. So, but yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Wild Eye movies. This is the second time I've watched it. Um, like I said, this was my very first Wild Eye movie. This is what basically got me into Wild Eye releasing. Um, I bought this. I bought Morbid when it first came out. Um, Scream Park. There's a bunch of them I bought based upon watching them and really enjoying them, and mostly because of the covers. Wild Eye has amazing, amazing covers. I mean, it's just a staple of theirs. So, but yeah, another big thank you to Wild Eye because they're just an awesome company. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.